Okay, today we're going to meet the original king of pop. No, not that one. We're winding the clock way back to the 1800s to talk about Johann Strauss II. And trust me, his story is way more about being a rebel, playing secret gigs and making music that literally went viral than it is about dusty old concert halls.
So you've seen it, right? Every single New Year's Day, you flip on the TV, and there's this massive, fancy concert from Vienna. They're playing music that's older than, like, anyone's great-great-grandparents. Have you ever stopped and wondered why? Why is this specific music the official soundtrack for a brand new year? Well, the whole reason boils down to one guy. And you can forget the image of some stuffy old composer. This dude was, for all intents and purposes, a 19th century rock star. He was a trendsetter, an icon, and he gave us some of the best party music in history. And to see how he did it, we got to start from the beginning. To really get the legend, you have to start with his rebel origin story. Because, like any good superhero, his first major boss battle was his own dad. So get this. His dad, Johann Strauss I, was already a super famous musician himself. You'd think he'd want his son to follow in his footsteps, right? Nope, he had a totally different plan for his son, become a lawyer. But Johann II, he had zero interest in that. He was dreaming of becoming a music legend. It was a total showdown of dreams. So what did he do? He went into total stealth mode. He started taking violin and composition lessons in secret, practicing any time his dad wasn't around. It's basically like grinding to level up your character in a video game when your parents think you're studying. That quiet dedication, that was his superpower.
And all that secret practice? Oh, it paid off, big time. This is the chapter where he goes from playing secret shows in the underground scene to becoming a full-blown global superstar.
He eventually started his own orchestra, and his music just completely exploded. It was energetic, it was super catchy, and people just could not get enough of it. Long before Spotify or TikTok, his songs went viral, spreading from city to city, ballroom to ballroom, all across Europe. He just started dropping what were basically 19th century chart toppers. I mean, these were more than songs. They were anthems. The Blue Danube is maybe the most famous waltz ever. And then he had these high-energy tracks like the Thunder and Lightning polka. This was his greatest hits playlist, and you better believe it was on repeat everywhere. His fame got so huge that he earned this epic title. He wasn't just Johann Strauss II anymore. People everywhere started calling him the Waltz King. I mean, how cool is that? And that name stuck with him for the rest of his life. So, what was his secret, right? How did he write these songs that were so popular, so incredibly catchy? Well, as it turns out, he pretty much had a foolproof formula for making a hit. It was kind of a four-step process. First, you need a catchy hook, a melody that gets stuck in your head and won't leave. Second, the epic buildup. In a song today, that moment of rising tension just before the beat drops, he did that with the orchestra. It's called a crescendo. Third, the full squad sound. He'd use every single instrument at once for these massive, exciting moments that just hit you. And finally, number 4, the dance factor. He made music with a rhythm that just made you want to get up and move. And the dance he was known for was the waltz. It was the dance trend of the 1800s. Just this really smooth, flowing dance with a simple 1-2-3, 1-2-3 rhythm. Other composers were writing waltzes, for sure, but Strauss, he took it to another level. He perfected it. Okay, so all of this brings us right back to our original question. We know he was a superstar. We know he had a formula for making hits. But why does his music still own the biggest party night of the year? Let's put all the pieces together. What specifically makes his music the perfect choice for that huge New Year's concert from Vienna that millions and millions of us watch every year? Well, it really just comes down to 3 things. First, it's the perfect party playlist because his music just sounds like a celebration. It's so cheerful and festive. Second, it was made to sound massive. He used the whole orchestra to create this huge, joyful sound that can fill any room. And finally, it just became a worldwide tradition. His music became the official go-to soundtrack for starting the new year with a feeling of hope and fun. So when you boil it all down, it's actually an amazing story. The rebellious kid who defied his dad to chase his passion ended up creating music so completely full of joy that we're still using it to celebrate, more than 150 years after he wrote it. And that leaves me with a final thought for you. Think about the music you listen to right now.
What song from today do you think has enough of that timeless joy that people might still be celebrating with it way, way in the future, like in the year 2176? I'd really love to know what you think. Thanks for tuning in.